Beautiful evening for a tour, so I'm going to um, show you this bed. It's in the middle of our yard. Gary made this bed for me years ago, and some of the things that I planted in here have survived, and they've done quite well, but others have died out, and that's just kind of the um, whole learning process. And a lot of it is the temperatures, the winters that we had. We had a rough winter last year. These Coreopsis here on the end, they're just getting ready to bloom, and I planted those last fall. And coming around here is a rhubarb plant. For some reason, I had another plant down on the other end, and I'll show it to you, that it seemed to survive winters and everything. And I've tried to plant rhubarb in the ground, in beds, and also in raised beds, and they've just had root rot and didn't make it. These tall flowers here, which look like they're heading, they're starting to head out there. That is coneflowers. They've been here for years. They kind of reseed, move around a little bit, but are they ever hardy plant. They don't require a lot of water, and they just bloom their heart out. I love the coneflowers because I leave the heads on there, and in the winter the birds can eat the seeds then. This here, I'm pretty sure, is a phlox that I planted last fall, so we'll get to see later what that one looks like. Looks like it's done pretty well. And here's some daffodils, the remains of the daffodils, and back there's some more coneflowers. My husband's bringing up a load of manure, so he's going to drive by us and be really loud. I dumped the bird bath out because the water was really dirty. There's another rhubarb and some more coneflower here. I'm going to walk all the way around this bed. And then this here is, hardy Salvia. Very hardy. It's different than the one I planted up by the sidewalk. It's really different, so I don't know. I've had this one for so long, it's hard for me to say even what kind it is. Very hardy though, and beautiful purple blooms on it. There's an ornament stake that I bought on vacation with my friend Cheryl and her husband Gary, and I believe it came from someplace down in Arkansas. And it's got little bells on it that when wind blows, you can't really hear a lot of it, but I think that's unique looking. I like it a lot. We got some more salvia here, and some more coneflowers. I'm filming.
Keep your eye on them cows. They start coming up here by the gates. Let's keep them in.
Okay.
I don't think they will. They're after soft mineral right now.
All right. And some more coneflowers in here. And on the front of this bed, there's some lamb's ear, the gray. It'll bloom a real pretty purple bloom. And back in the back, there's some more coneflowers. They're kind of in the shade. This tree's gotten bigger and bigger, but I'm going to show you. There's a bench back there. You can't even see, a wire bench that I got at a festival. It's got flowers in the back of it. I need to jerk it out and get it where it can be seen. But I'm going to show you what happened to this tree that I used to flank the end of this bed. Years ago, we had there's some more lamb's ear, and I got those start from my friend Susan Adorjan. She had some and brought it over, and they've just been here for years. I've got them in a couple beds. But anyway, this is a ornamental cherry tree And it was beautiful this spring, just beautiful. See the berries on it that the birds can eat. But in the middle of this tree is, let's look at this one. I'm sure you can all tell me what that is. Mulberry. And it's huge, so I've got to get, normally I can get those when they're younger and put some Tordon on them, but boy, this is all intertwined with my beautiful flowering crab apple. I think that's what this is. Well, I think pretty sure it is, but inside there's also, let's see, a bird's nest. The remnants of a Bradford pear that we just had the worst luck with Bradford pear, and it shot up some, and I killed them for years, some sprouts, but now it's grown right up in the middle of it. So I'm going to come out here with the saw and clean this all out, and just probably have to keep cutting because the mulberry's kind of big, and you can see it's that brown looking stalk in there. And you can see it down here at the base too. See it coming out of the ground there. And then right in the middle, this is the Bradford pear, just pieces of it. But there's a really big trunk right there. No, that's not. That's the cherry. That's not the Bradford pear. Nope. And I had some tulips along this bed. Hello, Coda. Hello, buddy. That's my dog. Yeah. What you doing, buddy? One of my dogs, but he's my guy. There is the Bradford pear leaves. You can see those. Oh my goodness! And look what else. I just can't win for losing. Looks like a looks like a wild dogwood. Just the birds do this, and they just. But anyway, I'm going to get in here and saw all this out. I just wanted to show it to you, and I'll show it to you later when I get it all cleaned up. The tree, as I said, was just beautiful. Big tree, and it kind of flanks the end of this drive. I mean, this garden here, this raised bed. The lily back here, I don't know the name of it, but it was planted not this past, but the Mother's Day, I think it was, yeah, 2020. Waylon and Megan and their family gave that to me, so I planted it in this bed, and it's just beautiful, isn't it? Not fragrant, but it's beautiful. And there's the rhubarb that's been there. It doesn't look very big, but this rhubarb plant has been here for many years, and it keeps hanging on. So I thought I would put the other ones in here. Now we're going down the other side of the bed. I'll back up and look at the tree there a little bit, and you can see that lily. And here's some more salvia and little lamb's ear. And these are iris. They were the blue ones. I don't think the yellow ones were at the end of the road, but these were all blue. They were just beautiful. In fact, they're nearing where I'm going to have to go in there and split them. But they just really filled in this bed nicely. Looks so pretty this spring. Just beautiful, and they so fragrant. And in this particular bed, for some reason, they bloom again. A few of them will bloom again in the fall. That's kind of different, but I've come out here in November or December, and there'll be a beautiful blue bloom on there. So, and then I have a bird bath in here, and there's a rock there, but it's not, it used to be pretty big, but it's kind of sunken down into the mulch and soil. This bed has been weed-eated, but it has not been mulched yet this year, and I'm going to work on that. I thought such a nice night out tonight, I thought I would go ahead and film this bed and show it to you. And I've got several coneflowers right here. believe these are all purple. I did buy some white ones, and not in this bed, in another bed, and they didn't survive. There's another rhubarb plant. So I've got 4 in this bed if they make it, if they seem to like this soil. And they don't get, rhubarb don't like their feet wet. They like plenty of sun and very rich soil. That I do know. And when I had it in that, it was a trough container. They water cows and feed cows in, and I don't know, I guess they didn't have enough drainage for it. I just, if it gets real soggy and stays that way, the root will rot. And I had 3 of them in there, and they all died. Now this, oh gosh, in years past, I think it's a lily, and it's the most, you can smell it all the way across the yard. It has 1 big stalk, and I think 2, 1 there and 1 over there, small ones. And in years past, and it's only about, it comes up to maybe my waist, and you can see all the blooms that are on there. But in years past, there was, I think last year there was 20 stalks, and it just kept shooting out, and they were huge. They were a light yellow, and you could smell them all the way across the yard. I mean, they are so fragrant. I got this from my friend Cheryl in Springfield area. She doesn't live here, but she'd gone on vacation and brought it to me. And I was going to transplant some, but I think the winter was really hard on a lot of perennials, and it didn't kill it completely, but boy, it sure didn't send up that many shoots this year. And we're back to the front side of it where the Coreopsis is here. I think I need to get me another Coreopsis. I don't like to, it needs something right here on the very end, right there. So I think I need to get me another one. And so there's a little old ornamental wheelbarrow. It's just iron, it's just for decoration. I want to get me another old one. I had one which we don't hardly use, and it's metal, and I told my husband I wanted it because I wanted to make a beautiful yard ornament with it, with flowers and grasses in it and everything. I had an idea of what I want to do, and he goes, well, you can't have that. He said, I've used that for all kinds of things. So I'm on the look for an old wheelbarrow. So if anybody knows one, or knows where I can find one, I mean, let me know. But yeah, and it's a pretty bad one. He made that for me years ago because he knew how much I like flowers, and it's been very pretty over the years, and I've enjoyed it. It's kind of right in the middle of the yard. And then over here, it's a little late, but I wanted to show you how many peonies I have here. It just flanks this whole drive. I've got a few weeds in them, but they were mostly they've been here since we bought the farm, and they were here decades before that. Whoever planted them years ago, they're such a good investment because they do last so many years. There's some real pretty pink ones, and I think there's one real pretty burgundy one that I bought and added later because that's a color that I seem to be missing. And they've been slow coming. There's one I added right here, and they really need to be weeded and plastic laid down here, maybe even rock around them. But boy, what I like to do is just mow them off in the fall. So see all the weeds that are in there? It's really hard to get out. So, and if I do all that stuff, then I can't mow it off, so it's really kind of just a part of the lawn. But, and there's the back side of the bed up there. You can see that. And maybe when things bloom a little more, it's just like you want to show, look at that mulberry tree growing out of there. Oh. Anyway, beautiful evening, and I thought, boy, it'd be a good time to do my second video. I was thinking I wanted to do it on this bed as soon as I'd weed eated it. I mulched it, I think, last year, but I try to put a covering on every year to keep the weeds from taking over the bed. I've got a bed down at the end of the lane and another big bed down by the playhouse that I'm going to show you later, and another one here as you come in the yard. Oops, stepped in a hole. And so it's a lot of fun. Get familiar with a lot of the plants, but I tell you what, it's a lot of work. It's not for the faint of heart. So anyway, that's all I'm going to show you tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this bed, and stay tuned because I have more to show you. Hope you're all having a great evening. Bye.